G'day guys, Claim20 here. Gonna try that again because the camera stuffed up. So, I'm doing a video here for wadeboshiverson's competition for underrated and overrated teams of all time, plus a 6-man. So, I'll quickly go through it this time. First of all, I'm going to go with the overrated team first. First of all, I'm going to go with Jeremy Lin. I think all the hype last year, and don't get me wrong, it was warranted when Melo was out. He came in, put up big numbers, shot the ball, turned it over a few times as well. But it was good for him. He got a big contract, moved on. But yeah, he gets as far as rating player, he gets my vote as overrated point guard. Shooting guard, I'm going to go with Thunder Dan Marley. I'm just going to have to move the camera so I can read the stats. Dan Marley, he was an all-star as well, God knows how. Career average was 11.4, 4.5 and 3. And just, I don't know, I think it was just me. I just didn't rate him as a player. And he wasn't a shooter. Like, he averaged just over 40% in shooting. Another telltale sign is I think he shot worse in the playoffs. So if you can't shoot well when you need to, then I think you're a bit overrated. Anyway, that's just my opinion. Moving on. Next one, small forward. Pretty obvious choice. I think a few other people have picked him. And don't get me wrong, he's playing well at the moment. But I'm going to pick Blake Griffin as overrated small forward. Just a bit too much hype on the jumping and the dunking. Don't get me wrong, I love to watch the highlights too, but yeah, as an all-round basketballer, I don't think he deserves the hype he gets. Power forward, I'm gonna go with Grandmama Larry Johnson, #1 draft pick in 1991, and put up some decent numbers in Charlotte Hornets first 2 years. He was averaging 20 points, 10 boards. Then after that, the wheels just came straight off. I don't know. He averaged, teens, got it back out to the 20s. But when they traded him to New York, he was playing, 30 odd minutes a game, 35 minutes a game for New York, and he was probably averaging about 12 points, 5 boards. And that's just crap. That's just not good enough. So, sorry LJ, you got my power forward overrated spot. Centre, I'm going to go with an 8-time All-Star. I'm going to go with Yao Ming. I'm picking Yao just because Yao. I'm going to pick Yao Ming. I don't know, just average 19 points, 9 boards, 2 assists, but once again, with all the hype, I just don't think he lived up to it. Well, not that he didn't live up to it, but he was very hyped for what he was. 8-time All-Star is for a legend of the game, not someone putting up those numbers. Alright, having said that, my 6-man is another one for the Knicks. Larry Johnson played for the Knicks. Carmelo. And once again, it's probably bad timing because he's playing well at the moment, and New York are travelling very well, but I don't know. He's just not there for me. I'm hoping in 4 to 5 years, maybe 10, I'm eating my words because he's putting up consistently huge numbers, and they've got a championship ring, but I just think for all his hype, he's overrated. Now, quickly, I'll rest through the underrated players. These had a few honourable mentions here. Probably honourable mention for point guard. People might argue this one was Stephon Marbury and also Sam Cassell. But I'm going to choose Chauncey Billups. Played a lot of seasons, still playing now. Started in '97. Average 15.4, 5.5 assists, 3 boards, 1 steal. Great player. It's a player who wants the ball when the game's on the line. Wants to take the big shots, and just I think he's underrated. I think that's probably got to do with the fact that he travelled between a few teams. Next one, pretty well guarantee I'll be the only one to pick this one. Once again, honourable mentions, English for the Nuggets, and Joe Dumars and Isaiah Thomas. Well, Isaiah Thomas probably in the point guard, honourable mention. But I'm going to pick someone who was an absolute gun shooter. He was around for, looks like about 15 years. His last 3 seasons he averaged about 10 points, yet his career he averaged 20. This is Mark Aguirre. Suddenly I've got an accent. 20 points, 5 boards, 3 assists career, and this guy could flat out shoot. Huge numbers. 93, 94, averaged 29.5, then 26, then 23, 26, 25. Just huge numbers and very underrated as a player. The next one I think is probably the easiest one. Small forward, quite an easy pick. I've picked the human highlight reel, Dominique Wilkins. I picked him once again. I mean, rookie year in '82, he had 19.1 points per game. That's pretty good. In 1998-99, he's averaged 19.1 points. His first year and last year are the same points average. I mean, that's phenomenal. They were the only 2 seasons where he averaged under 20 points. Yes, he could dunk. Yes, he did take Jordan close. Possibly should have won a couple of dunk comps against him. But you look at him play, and it is phenomenal. I mean, 25.2 points over how many seasons? 15 seasons. 25.2, and you throw him with that, almost 7 boards, 2.5 assists, 1.3 steals, and a block. I mean, that is crazy numbers. I mean, yeah, so underrated. Next one I'm going to go with is a current player. I'm going to go with Josh Smith. Have a lot of respect for him. Definitely an underrated player. Plays all heart. He's a leader of the team. He's a franchise player. Averaging 15.3 career, 8 boards and 3 assists, and he's been consistent throughout his career. He's just underrated, all heart player who leads well. Next one, I might be the only one to pick this guy as well. At centre spot for my underrated team, I've picked the 23-year veteran Moses Malone. His last 3 seasons, he averaged 4.5, 5.3 and 2.9 points a game. They're his last 3 seasons. Career, 20.3. Now this guy was an absolute beast. Played undersized. I think he was 6'9", 6'10", as a centre. And just was one of his years. 1978-79. 25 points a game, almost 18 boards and 2 assists, 1 steal, and 1.5 blocks. And that's a beast of a season. That's just ridiculous. He had there's probably 10 seasons in a row there where he's averaged a double-double with 20 points. And that's just so underrated, it's ridiculous. Next one I'm going to go with, which is the 6th man for the underrated. I'll be quick before this finishes up. And I'm going to go with Reggie Miller. The player everyone loved to hate in the 90s, and I did too. Absolutely hated the guy. But when you sit back and look at his career, when the game needed to be won, when the big shots needed to be taken, he took them, and a lot of times he made it. Career player with Indiana, averaged 18.2 points, 3 boards, 3 assists, 1 steal. Not so much about that, but it's about the shooting. A 47% career shooter when you're taking all the pressure shots is phenomenal. So he gets my nod. Hopefully that'll get a few of you younger kiddies to Google Reggie Miller, Moses Malone, Dominique Wilkins, Mark Aguirre, Chauncey Billups you probably know. Have a look at those guys because it's phenomenal. Alright guys, well thank you again Nick for running this competition, always good fun. Yeah. Hopefully I'll get some miles soon and make a video. Cheers guys.